I think there's more romantic Hallmark movies without holidays rather than ones specifically focused on Valentine's Day. In trying to find directly related ones, I came across all of these and I figured I'd share. Here we go. Number 1, All of My Heart from 2015. I gave this 3 out of 5. Two strangers inherit a house together. The guy wants to sell his half and she wants to keep it, so she immediately drops everything and moves in. He just shows up and moves in too, and they fall in love, because of course they do. The movie starts off with the girl thinking her boyfriend is going to propose. He doesn't though, so she just leaves and kind of breaks up with him, but not really. At least not that I noticed, maybe I missed something. But after falling for her housemate, the first guy comes and proposes, but she turns him down for the guy she just met, who proposes to her right away and she says yes to him. Girl, you need to learn to let yourself breathe in between partners. Being single is okay. You can do it. I believe in you. Number 2, Cloudy with a Chance of Love from 2015. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. A news station needs a weather person ASAP and gets a meteorologist to fill in. She ends up getting a contract to stay there for a while and falls in love with a coworker. They get offered his dream job in New York together, but she doesn't want to go, so he gives up his dreams and stays with her, because of course he does. This movie is honestly pretty bad, and my rating only represents my enjoyment of how bad it is. They make a huge effort in making her be quirky, which is kind of annoying, and they take down her hair and take off her glasses to make her look hot. It's very cliche bad movie vibes, but I was entertained. The news station offered her a full-time position with a $245,000 salary, and I mean, if she doesn't want it, I'll come say the weather for 10 minutes a day for $250,000 a year. Number 3, Anything for Love from 2016. I gave 3 out of 5 stars. A woman's friend convinces her to sign up for a dating site and lie, saying her career isn't as big as it is, while a guy's friend convinced him to do the opposite and sign up saying he's a doctor when he's actually a nurse. This movie is very strange because there's like a lot of controversy over him being a male nurse, and I just feel like in this day and age that's not really that big of a deal. I see it all the time, so that just felt really dated to me. But anyway, they're like emotionally catfishing each other. The truth comes out and they fall in love anyway, because of course they do. But what is that? That's not setting yourself up for a solid relationship. I do like a side storyline where the nurse befriends a teenage patient. It's not really relevant to the storyline, but it's sweet. I feel bad for the kid though. He seems really attached to this nurse that he'll probably never see again. Number 4, A Wish Come True from 2015. I gave 3.5 out of 5. Starring the Christian girl who thought having sex killed her dad in The Secret Life of the American Teenager, also known as the teenager with STDs and she's too young. A woman has made a wish every year on her birthday. This year is her 30th and she wishes for all of them to come true. And that's just what happens. It has a slight element of careful what you wish for and how sometimes what you think you want isn't actually what you want. It's very messy, but she ends up falling in love with her best friend. Number 5, Love Blossoms from 2017. I gave 2 out of 5. A woman is trying to recreate her family's perfume formula. I feel like I've seen this exact plot, but with a baking recipe instead. She falls in love with some guy, of course, and I don't remember what his role was other than he was the Scooby-Doo sniffer to help with her perfume. Number 6, Love on the Menu from 2019. I gave this one 2.5 out of 5. This one stars Autumn Reeser doing the Elizabeth Holmes voice, and it's really distracting. Her character Maggie works for a frozen food company, and she's assigned to go to a restaurant and get the chef's recipe. And in doing so, they fall in love, because of course they do. Her boss tells her to move on to a new restaurant, but she ends up quitting, putting all of her money into the restaurant and ending up with the guy. Smart life choices as usual from Hallmark here. Number 7, So You Said Yes from 2015. I gave this one 2 out of 5. Annabelle moves into town and opens a bridal shop. She falls in love with the competing store's owner's son. The couple has no chemistry, but they get engaged anyway, and it plays on the evil mother-in-law trope. They end up getting married anyway, because of course they do. It's mildly okay, but definitely not one of the best. Number 8, Love in Store from 2020. I gave this one 3 out of 5. Co-workers on a home shopping network get partnered up for 2 weeks and fall in love. They're also both up for the same position and ask if they can have it together, which they end up doing, because of course they do. Number 9, Mix Up in the Mediterranean from 2021. I gave 3.5 out of 5. Julian and his husband are in a cooking competition. Julian throws his back out and can't compete, so his twin brother Josh impersonates him. While participating, Josh falls in love with the woman running the competition. It's a cute movie for sure. I love the gay representation even if it's not the best. I appreciate the effort. I just don't love how the woman Meg thinks he's married to a man and is flirting with him and kisses him on the cheek and everything. It just feels inappropriate. Number 10, It Was Always You from 2021. I gave 1.5 out of 5. Elizabeth is supposed to be having her engagement party, but the bridge to town gets blocked, leaving her fiancé stuck outside of town and her stuck in town with his brother David. She falls in love with him because Hallmark loves emotional cheating. Number 11, The Sweeter Side of Life from 2013. I gave 2 out of 5. A woman who married a rich man is going through a divorce after he cheated and got another woman pregnant. She loses her home and finances and is scrambling. She moves in with her dad and works at his bakery and falls in love with a man that I already forgot how he's connected to the story. That's a lot of life changes at once, though. You might want to wait a bit to date anyone, but you do you, boo-boo. Number 13, Dater's Handbook from 2016. I gave 3 out of 5. A woman is in a relationship with a guy who's not putting effort into the relationship, so she breaks up with him. She ends up using the Dater's Handbook to find someone new. The handbook instructs her to casually date multiple people, so she does that with 2 guys and ends up feeling guilty and chooses just one guy, but of course she chooses the wrong one. She soon realizes that and goes back to the other guy and they fall in love, because of course they do. Number 13, Cooking with Love from 2018. Gave this one 2.5 out of 5. A TV producer, Kelly, is working on a children's cooking show. The show gets a new celebrity guest, Steven, and in working close together, they fall in love, because of course they do. Watching the kids cook and be around flames and heat just made me so nervous. Number 14, Elevator Girl from 2010. I gave 3.5 out of 5. A lawyer meets a woman when they're stuck in an elevator together. She does much less committal work, but they really hit it off. Outside sources keep telling them that they shouldn't be together, so they break up for 2 seconds, but ultimately they end up together, because of course they do. I've been enjoying the non-holiday movies as much as I enjoy the themed ones. They all have the same vibe, and they all share the same plot. Until next time.